Hey, Cardinals fans, welcome back to the Redbird Rundown presented by I-70 Sports Media, your home for all things St. Louis Cardinals. I'm Matt, here with Andy and Jonathan today. The full crew is ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
We would love if you would share our Spotify and Apple links with your friends. They can be found on Facebook, Blue Sky, and Twitter. Today, we are recapping the past couple series, talking about all things trade deadline, and sharing what we will be watching for ahead into next week's games. But before we get into the series recaps, we need to check the record and our vibe check for last week.
What a week.
We went so far. We are recording this as the game is going on Saturday night. Jordan Walker just hit a missile off of the center field fence, and we're not going to talk Jordan Walker this week, but he may be doing what he needs to be doing. I would say we laid an egg in Colorado, and so far so good on the Padres. We're 3-2. Andy, give me your five words or less vibe check for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Who are we?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, do we show up and play losing baseball to the Rockies, or do we look for a series win against a wild card, current wild card holder? Who are we? And I think we're going to find out a lot more in this series, end of this series, and guess who we get to go play again at their home turf?
The
It's going to be
dads.
the Padres again, and I think we're going to find out if Willie's going to take out how many Padres.
Oh, man. You just do not want to throw a ball that hits Willie because there is absolutely no way the pitcher meant to do that. But the second that ball touched him, Willie looked at him like he was a Nazi, like just ready to
100%.
absolutely murder him. Yeah, I loved it.
The mistake the pitcher made was looking at Willie. You have to it's like a horrible incident. You just have to look away, because he's just going to stare through you. That was the mistake.
And he's jawing. He's jawing. I can't read lips, but I don't know if he's jawing in Spanish or English or some mixture of the two. But you don't really even need to understand the words. You just know what he's saying by the body language. You know what I mean?
Like Cardinals John Boy instead of Yankees only. We need him to do Willie.
Yes. I'm scared of both.
Willie's essentially saying your second generation children's children. Yeah, I'm coming after them too. That's the
Well,
interview.
I didn't watch. I only saw on rewatching on some of the highlights of it. Who was our pitcher? I missed it. Who
Michael
looked?
is. Oh.
Well, no. Who came out of the bullpen? Because my favorite is when the bullpen
Well, they all ran out.
half-heartedly ran out.
Yes,
no,
that's
but one of them was like pell-mell. Like, I have lived. This is my moment. We came sprinting out of our bullpen, and I'm like, props to him. I just missed it. I don't know which of our pitchers
He's ready
did
to
it.
rock and roll. Yeah.
He was ready, and I think I was reading on Reddit. Apparently, now this is Reddit's information. Apparently, his wife posted on IG, and again, it said his wife. It didn't say the pitcher's name, so apologies for not doing that. But whoever that was, his wife said that she's never seen him that happy before in his entire life. Like, not on wedding day.
hilarious.
That was his moment. He
They've
came
got kids.
flying
He
out
didn't
there.
care.
Didn't
Just
care.
running out of the bullpen.
Well,
Yeah, that's it.
Come to
means it's
Willie's
gotta
aid.
be
This is it. This is my moment, boys.
Mayton or Leahy because they have the personality of like a rock and a river,
Yeah. Jonathan, how about it? What's your vibe check?
Sell.
Yes.
That's my vibe check, baby. Sell.
Yes. Does it matter to you at all if we 4-game sweep the Padres at home?
No, not at all.
Wait, did we decide? We decided that 4-game sweeping someone is not a sweep anymore. It's something else. It's a vacuum.
I think we said it was
a Swiffer.
It's a Swiffer.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay. So
Swiffer.
if we Swiffer the pods, you're still
Yeah,
on sell mode.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Oh, for sure. Nothing that they could do from now until the trade deadline. They could have had a 15-game win streak, and I think I still would have gone with sell. Just because I think it's a better direction for the future of the club, and I'm sure we'll
And
talk
because
about that.
this team has proven to me, to echo Jonathan, even if they go on a 15-game win streak, the 16-game losing streak is coming too. That is what, to me, so far this season, this Cardinals team has proven to me is that they're just like, oh my gosh, we turn the ship around, and then they do something where it's like, oh, this was a terrible 2 weeks. They've done that enough this season where I'm like, okay, this is who we are. We're the ups and downs, and we're right in the middle somewhere.
For my vibe check, first of all, I'm going to make an admission here. I really don't watch ESPN anymore. My Sports Center days are in the rearview mirror.
Same.
But I'm going to break out a classic NFL coach quote here for my vibe check. I'm going to see if you guys can name the coach because I bet you can.
Okay.
The vibe check is, we are who we thought we were.
The guy from the
Name that
Arizona
coach.
Cardinals. Wasn't it?
I was thinking it was Denny Green of the Minnesota Vikings. Is the one who
Didn't
said
Denny
that.
Green also go to the Cardinals?
He may have.
Yeah.
But he's yelling at the microphone, we are who they thought they were. To Andy's point, I think this is what the Cardinals are. And listen, on this podcast, we've had ups and we've had downs. And is it Denny Green, Minnesota
It's
Vikings?
Denny Green.
And
Yep.
he's
Arizona
also
Cardinals
Cardinals.
against the Chicago Bears. So look at that. We were all right.
Wow, wow. This is who they are, and we've ridden
Yeah.
the ups and downs. We've been happy some weeks, we've been
Yeah,
beat
yeah,
up
yeah,
some
yeah, for
weeks.
sure.
That's what it is to be a fan. But this is what we do. This is what it is.
Yep.
So just to recap real quick, the Rocky series was a huge letdown. Basically, the only player that performed pretty well was, lo and behold, Michael McGreevy comes in and
Mhm.
makes another good start. Fetty is terrible. Fetty is so bad and so defeated, and you
Oh
can
my
just see it
gosh.
on Ollie's face in the dugout. We DFA Fetty right after the game.
Yep.
Palante then gets Palante'd all over the place. He
Mm.
labors up one side and down another. Do you guys ever feel like it is so weird we never play well in Colorado, no matter what we are?
Yes. I do think it's weird. I want us to bust out like one time and score like 18 runs. And
Well, I
we
mean,
never can. And we were always victim of the other side, right? We always give up a ton of runs.
Yes.
suffered the first home shutout to the Rockies in like 800 years or some stat. It was something stupid like that. It's like the inception of the league, and we gave up the
Yeah.
first shutout at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gosh.
I don't really put a whole lot of stock in like the Rockies are the worst team since baseball was invented
Nah.
and we went there and
Yeah,
lost to. I
that was
really
the
do think
A's.
that happens sometimes. It just so happens that it's just it came at a bad time. You know, like we'd had a
Yes.
Yeah.
few clunkers in a row and a clunker before the All-Star break, and you're just like, okay, well, this is it. They to their credit, they came home against the Padres. They've taken care of business. It was a weird game one. Sonny gave up a bunch, but the offense scored a ton.
Yep.
Michaelis, what do we say? Michaelis was good. 5 2/3 shutout all the way through
Gave
for
up
the
a lot of
Cardinals.
hits.
4-3. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's it with Michaelis. Sometimes you're going to get dinked and dunked in a lot of runs, and sometimes he's efficient and it's not bad to watch when he's good. Is that insane?
No, he's that's what's so confounding about him is when his stuff is good, he's okay. But when his stuff is like barely off, he's
Yeah.
awful. There's either he's okay or he's awful. There's no in between. That's
Yeah.
what it feels like. You know what I mean?
It's that room for error. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't have the velocity. He doesn't have like 4 or 5 years ago, Michaelis was a good pitcher. He had
Yeah,
like
yeah.
some all-star seasons, and you can
Mhm.
just see the depreciation of those skills just a little bit is all he really had over anybody
So,
else.
so I read this stat about this game yesterday that kind of blew me away. So the
Okay.
last time St. Louis shut out a team with 11 or more hits in a 9 inning game was August 12th, 1931,
Wow.
at Brooklyn.
That's pre-gas
That is,
gas house gang.
yeah,
Wow.
that is. I mean, that's
That
almost
is
100 years ago. Like what?
that's depths of the depression, and you can tell why. Like 11 hits, you can't buy one run back then. That's crazy.
Mm,
Thank
that
God
is
for
a
the
crazy
internet.
stat.
You know, somebody. Can you
Right?
imagine somebody
Honestly.
pulling that
I'm
pre-internet?
so glad you guys let me just get like a history teacher joke about the Great Depression off right there. Thank you
I
so
didn't even
much.
it just didn't even phase me. Like, yeah, yep.
Oh man. So it is currently 1-1 in this game. We'll see how it goes, and obviously we'll finish the series tomorrow. I will be honest with you. As we transition to talk about the trade deadline and where we're going to spend all of our time here on this episode, I don't care if we Swiffer the Padres. What I think is what I think, and it has already been thought. And so whatever we were to do to the Padres was not going to make a difference to me. Before we launch into full-blown trade discussion mode, let me just check with you guys. Jonathan, you already said the same thing, right? It doesn't matter to you what we do to the Padres
No, it doesn't matter. From a trade
far as
deadline
what you want,
perspective,
yeah.
yeah, no. For what I want to have happen, no result can affect that.
Andy, are you on the same page?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go one step like past us and
Oh.
ask, do you think that at what point, if you're the GM, is this your line? Like, where as just a fan, do you think, or is there things perhaps that you're looking at, hopefully as a GM and not as the outside looking in? You know what I mean? Like, do you think that the brass has had this conversation 2 weeks ago and they're like, all right, boys, just so we're on the same page, we are selling off some of our parts. We're not full blown sell, sell, sell. We're going to get some, the rentals that we have, we're going to try to ship them off and get some prospects. When do you think that that happens? Because I don't expect
Yeah.
at a high level that they've had this like 7 days before the trade deadline and like, well, we're going on kind of a winning streak. Or do you think that that's what happens?
I would hope so, but I'll be honest with you. The way that clubs talk about spring training every year to make their roster decisions makes me wonder if it's small sample size theater sometimes. If we had just
Yeah.
been, if we're in the third wild card spot I really think we're doing something different here. I don't know that we're necessarily quote unquote buying, but these bullpen guys, and we'll get there in this conversation. Yeah, I think these like 3.5 games out of the wild, I think that's huge. I really do.
I do too. And Mo said something the other day that I didn't realize how important it was. Is he talks about like up to the last minute of the trade deadline is when
Hmm.
things start to get hot and heavy, right? And that the deadline day is what drives a lot of this pressure for these teams to do stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that that conversation should have happened weeks ago to think, hey, if we're about around this record, we probably should do this. But if offers start coming in that blow you away, I don't know that it would matter if you were the third wild card spot or you are where we are now. I think you maybe take some of those deals just depending upon what presents itself at that time. I think that's how he operates.
So
I
it's
think so
more of a
too.
passive. He
I
Oh,
think
he's definitely passive. Yeah.
yeah, he's super
Yeah.
passive with this. Yeah, yep.
Yeah. I think so too. So let's tackle this question first.
Okay.
How important is this deadline for this team? I'm going to give you a sliding scale. Okay. No deal, little deal, big deal, or big fat hairy deal. And I think I am talking about more than just 2025. I'm talking
Yeah.
about 26, 27. Where are you at like how seismic of an event is this trade deadline for this franchise? I did not let you know that we were going to do that scale. So I'm seeing some
Yeah.
furrowed brows, which I like. We're getting on
Mhm.
the spot answers. Andy, can I have you go first? Where are you at on the deal scale?
Yeah, I would say it is a slight deal, big
Okay.
deal. I'm not as like this is not a full reset button. Like if we
Hmm.
were bad, like, and we all knew that, not like, oh well, are we gonna be?
Sure.
I think that there are worse teams, iterations of this team, and I don't think that this roster is so far gone that we need to like blow it all up to the. There are pieces there that look okay, like okay.
Hmm.
Uh, so to me, if I'm a GM of the St. Louis Cardinals, I'm looking for some power and from the outfield is what I'm doing. I'm gonna try to sell some of. I've talked about my own philosophy about how the bullpen, like it's hard to like at trade, like it's the bullpen feels really finicky of like really big bright stars, and so like a Maton or a Hell's Bells, like ship them off and try to get some consistent power in our lineup is what I personally would be doing. That's I see our biggest need is power, and I know that's what everybody is looking for. The we got the who's the third baseman for the Diamondbacks that everybody's swooning over.
Suarez, yeah.
Suarez, there's like the Suarez sweepstakes. I'm not saying that we have to go that far, but also, well, could we? You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
they're not in the number. We're not in the talks of all that because
Yeah.
we have a third baseman currently, but we need to do something kind of like that. That's what I would personally like to see as a Cardinals fan.
Okay. Jonathan, how about on the deal scale? Where you at?
I think it is just a deal
Okay.
Right in the middle.
unless we
Mm.
start trading players that are not rentals.
Mm.
If we start trading players who are not expiring deals, it is a big deal. Is it
Okay.
a big fat hairy deal? We're teetering on it. We're teetering on some hair here.
Oh man, teetering
Okay.
on the hair. That's a scary place
And
to
we
be.
you don't ever want those words together
You
ever.
know what the problem is now is my phone, which is right here in my hands. If you're
Yeah.
watching this on YouTube, I'm going to get served all kinds of ads on my Facebook for like male body hair removal now. I mean, just
Mm.
limitless numbers of ads. So thank you so much for that.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so big deal, right? Now,
If
if we do like long-term pieces,
yeah, if we get rid of the guys that are on the expiring deals, Maton, Helsley, and Mats, right?
sure.
And that's the ones who don't have no trade clauses, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty standard stuff, right?
Yeah.
It is. In the grand scheme of a trading deadline, that's pretty standard. If we unload someone that needs to be unloaded, whoever it is that's causing this roster jam, right? Like a Newt or a Donnie or a Burley or a who knows, Gorman, then it's like, oh shoot, like you're making a pretty big decision and the baseball president of baseball operations is leaving and Heim is coming in. And so I wonder if there's some, I don't know, some weirdness there
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
well. So yeah, that's where I'm at. If it's just the rentals, okay, just get what you can get, and that seems like that's all right. But if you're trading other guys, I'm like, oh boy, here we go.
I agree with what you said, and therefore I think even if we just do the rentals, I do kind of think this is a big deal,
Okay.
and it is specifically because of the stuff behind the scenes that we are probably never going to know unless Katie Wu can report it out or Derek Gould, someone like that. We have no idea, no clue if like they're listening. I just saw this report today. They're potentially gonna listen to offers on Sonny Gray. Does that mean that they have approached Sonny Gray about maybe waiving his no trade clause? I think
Yep.
this is a big deal because of what we talked about in our last episode. It seems like to me in these second half big questions, we're at this hinge point of
Yep.
is John Mozeliak anything more than just a figurehead? Is Heim not? I mean, all of this is for the future. Anything we would be doing is not to add to this current team. So it seems like to me, to Andy's point from last week, Heim should be the one calling the shots on
Yeah.
this, and Mo should just be in the room and he can sign the paperwork or whatever. But I don't know if that's how that's going to play out. And I don't know that we're ever going to figure out if that's how that's going to play out. Andy, is that still like bothering you with just a few days left to go here and no moves at all?
Absolutely. Yeah. I was thinking about this over this past week of like trying to. It's one thing if it's a surprise or you don't have someone lined up to be the next baseball operations guy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, sure.
imagine
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
training your replacement and you're retiring. Like, you're going to write off and you're done. And I just can't imagine myself ever. If
Hmm.
this is me, I would never do that to who I am training. Like, if I have some faith, I'm out. Like, I'm gone next year.
Yeah.
Who cares? Like, what is happening really? In the grand scheme of things, my legacy, my tenure has happened all behind me,
Yeah.
and I would let him, like you said, like I said, just yep, sign off on it, whatever you guys want. I'm just kind of here. If you want to ask me my opinion, if
Yeah.
I want to be like dad in the room, sure, you can ask me. But guys, you got to run with this. Is how I would be.
Mo Daddy, that's also
Yeah.
something I did not need to think about.
Yep.
Jonathan, go ahead.
Yep. Teetering on hair. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it would be moronic to a level that we have never seen before if Heim is just sitting at home drinking, a couple of pina coladas while this is all happening. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
he's got to be involved in this at least to a degree if we're planning on doing something that's really going to affect the future. Um, I kind of weirdly trust Bo here a little bit.
Okay.
We have been destroying him, and rightfully so, for a couple of years of the roster logjam and all of the inaction, right?
Mhm.
But he's proven that he's pretty good at this deadline stuff. If you look back at our prior deadlines, he has straight swindled some teams. I would love to see him do that one more time, especially with we have some dudes that people are going to want.
Yeah.
Now, I think
You
there's a
enjoyed Edmund Perfetti? You like that trade?
now that one. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Thank you for calling out the one that was terrible.
Yeah, of
because I'm
course,
sure there's
sure.
many.
Yeah.
Go look at Tommy. He ain't doing much on the Dodgers.
No,
anymore,
you're right.
Okay.
You're right.
Now Fetty is working at Publix right now or Walmart. But either way, I just mean we actually have some guys, and if you put a percentage, there's a better chance he's going to do something well with these guys
Hmm.
and get something back that we feel like we are okay with. Like look at Jordan Montgomery, and we netted a few guys that are actually worthwhile. Well, Montgomery was a worthwhile and like coveted asset. Helsley, Maton, Matz, all of them will be coveted assets. Let's see what we can get for them. So I kind of trust Mo in a way that I wouldn't have trusted him, like with the roster construction, some of the other issues that we've seen with him.
You're right. This is like his last skill that's
Pretty good.
average.
Yeah.
He can do this okay.
Yeah.
I still want Heim in the room, helping
Oh,
with
yes.
decisions
Oh,
and,
yes.
and trying to help figure out who we're getting. So I think before we go into who is most likely to be traded, and I have some guys in some buckets for that.
Yeah.
I think that we should first talk about like what we want to see as fans. And I am going to speak here for the entire Redbird Rundown podcast, and then you
Oh.
guys can you guys can.
I'm going to
follow
hold my
up here.
breath, okay?
Yeah. So I wrote an acrostic for what I think we should do.
Oh.
Okay. Yes. Save us from this. Eject the dead weight. Let the kids play. And lose now and win later. That kids spells SELL. Sell. Oh, I got snaps. Did you guys like that?
That was Snaps. That was my coffee shop slam poetry.
I should have read it like slam poetry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like yell, like every other word.
Are we in unison? We're in unison as a podcast. We want us to sell.
Yes.
Yes.
Here's where we may differ.
Yes.
How deep of a sell? Now, we're not talking realistic here. We're just talking about
Yeah.
what we would like to see. Jonathan, go first. How deep of a sell off would you like to see?
I would like you to sell. I would like them to sell the pieces that net them a legitimate return
Okay.
value. Because, and
Okay.
I know that's kind of a shrouded answer, but it kind of frustrates me that if we do end up trading someone like Helsley,
Yeah.
we should have done that this last offseason.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
would have gotten more for him as opposed to him being a rental. Now, if you trade someone like Gorman or Newt, these are guys that are still under team control.
Hmm.
I think you're going to get as much value now as you would in the offseason because they're controllable.
Yeah.
So, do you see my point here? Like the
Yes.
Helsley, these guys, it's like if we knew we were going to do this, we knew this team wasn't going to be like an uber competitive team. Why did we not just do this in the prior
Right.
offseason? But that's a whole nother can of
You want
worms.
them to go a level deeper than just the expiring
If
guys?
if you can get something for it, I don't see why not. If Heim is a part of it, which we're just assuming, and we know
Yeah.
what assuming does to you, which is not
Yeah.
good. But
Sure.
if he's a part of it, right?
Hmm.
And like someone's like, I'll give you, our number 2, our number 9, and number 15 prospects for
Right.
Newton right now. I don't know. Like, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay.
Like
Okay.
something like that.
Okay. Andy, how deep of a sell are you up for?
Uh, I mean, if this is like the Madden days where we turn off the salary cap
Of course. Of course.
and just kind of slam round picks into the trade block until someone takes it, uh, right? Which is
Uh,
the thing to do. Uh, I would like to see the log jam of position players unclogged. That's why I would like specifically for this trade deadline.
yeah.
Okay.
So that is very obviously the interior of the infield, which is log jammed by one Nolan Arenado. And then I would also like me personally to see is I am big let the young birds play. I would like us to unclog the catching position and bye bye Pedro
Mm.
Pajes as some type of like just throw him in there because no one, I mean, just I don't know, harp about how defensive he is,
Yeah. Yeah.
and unclog that. That's what I personally would like to see is unjam. It's like I feel like the Cardinals are kind of in a spot where it's that drain, that water drain that is just clogged up, and we just need it just to be so refreshing for someone to just like remove the debris and
So
watch all
what I'm
that water
hearing
go
is
down.
Heim is no longer blooming. Heim is plunging.
Yes.
Yeah.
So-
Plunging
okay.
some of that hair.
Yeah,
What?
that's
I'm
what
not
I
gonna-
personally would like to see. Just
Gross.
and for us to get someone in the
Mhm.
power in the outfield with those pieces, like Nolan plus whatever, unclog those positions that are clogged up in our minor league system that we have good talent coming and put all of our faith in that and then get some bigger piece for the outfield.
All right. I've
What do you
categorized
think?
mine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm ready to go deep on this. Here's the guys I
Okay.
absolutely want to see go.
Okay.
Helsley, Maton, JoJo,
Mm.
who's got the most value in our bullpen, I think, sneaky. John King, lol, probably. Steven Matz.
Okay.
Okay, moving down. I think all of those are possibles. John King's probably not. I think those are realistic. Now, my
Yeah.
next level down, Michaelis, lol. Arenado, I would like to see
Well,
see him.
oh, sorry. I just put that out there for you.
Yeah. Pajes, lol.
Well,
I would
See?
also like
Yeah.
to see him go. I would this is going to depend on what we would get back. I would listen on Newt.
sure.
I would listen on Gorman.
Sure.
I would listen on Victor Scott, and I would listen on Brendan Donovan.
Mm.
I
Right.
would also listen on Sonny Gray and Wilson Contreras. I would listen on everybody on the roster
except for
JJ Weatherholt.
You didn't say
you'd
Mason.
listen.
Ivan. And
You'd
Ivan.
listen. Okay. I was about to say.
Not Ivan.
Okay.
Yes. So
All right.
who I would like to go, I'd like Arenado to go. I don't think he
Okay.
will. I want Pajes to go so bad I can't see straight, but I don't think that that's going to matter to anybody. So
No.
I'm ready for a much deeper level of doing this. Now,
Yeah.
I don't want us to do all of those things, obviously,
Right.
because that just leaves us bereft of talent. But I'm willing to listen on a lot, and I want us to do quite a bit because I if the types of things you guys want to have happen. I don't know that they're happening because we trade
Yeah.
Helsley and Maton to somebody. I think it's going to have to sting a little bit, and I'm ready for it too.
So, are you assuming though that Heim is in the room when this happens?
I'm just basically, like I've been doing this entire year, I'm assuming Heim is making all the decisions,
Okay,
and Mo
okay.
is basically doing nothing. Now, if Mo's at the
Okay.
controls, I only want those bullpen pieces out. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Do you think
And-
that-
yeah, that makes sense.
I'm just operating under the assumption that A, I'm not going to know that, B, I can't know that, and C, surely to God they can figure out that Heim should be making these decisions, right?
Yes.
Do you
Yeah.
think Himes over there singing like Aaron Burr's verse of "In the Room Where It Happened" from Hamilton?
If he's not, he ain't doing
I
it right.
hope that's what Mo is singing, is what it is.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Okay.
That is true.
So let's move into the realm of realism here.
Okay.
Let me say a guy, and you guys say how likely he is to be traded.
Can we do
All right.
On a
percentage?
scale, how about just scale of 1 to 10? 1 is
Okay.
not at all. 10 is absolutely. We can move pretty quick through some of these guys.
Okay.
Hell's
10,
Yeah, like 9.
okay. Maton.
12.
Yeah, yeah, he's 100% gone.
He's the single most tradable piece that we have. Why is he like that for you, Jonathan?
He is good. He's very good. And I'm not
He's
saying
good.
Helsley's very good. He's really cheap, and he's
Yeah.
been extremely effective. You said JoJo's been the best. Maton's the only other guy that's rivaled JoJo in terms of
Oh, Maton has been better than JoJo. It's just that JoJo
lately.
has one
JoJo's
more
been
year of
nuts.
control. Yeah,
And he's lefty. There's a little bit that
Yeah.
makes JoJo like valuable, but no, Maton's been our best reliever.
yeah. Steven Matz.
Yeah, I think it's like an 8.
I was gonna go 6. I think it's less likely, but
Yeah.
above 50.
I think those three names, Helsley, Maton, and Matz, to me, they will be traded, I think.
Yeah.
And I think those are the quote unquote most valuable pieces of the expire. I just, for all kinds of reasons, I think they're probably out the door. We've got some guys in Memphis that can come up and handle some innings, and we would pretty much be waving the white flag
Yeah.
on 2025, and I think we are anyway. Okay, so JoJo, give me a number on him. How likely do you think it is he gets traded?
5. It's way in the middle, or 4. I'm gonna actually let me change that 4. I don't think
Yeah.
it's likely because I think they like him and he's controllable. Right.
Yep.
Yeah, Andy.
I think somebody would have to give up quite a bit for us to like actually. They might entertain. There might be. I would love, just like at the end of the season, to the detriment of the GMs, like just to list or just list some of the trades. Not even all
Yeah.
of them. Just list
Like
some of
what
the
they
things
heard.
yeah, what they heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a rumor mill or like what are those you put them on like the coffee table, like a little book, like a little black
Oh,
book.
yes.
You know what I'm talking about? And
Mhm.
I would love to. They would never do it, but I would love to read one of
Yeah.
those.
Can you imagine it was like we didn't give up JoJo. It was Shohei, but we still didn't want to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, the A's were dangling Nick Kurtz, but we
Yeah.
just could not get out of that.
But have
lefty
you
out of the
seen
bullpen.
JoJo squat 2 times before he throws?
It is really nice. It's really nice. I like the glutes. Okay, he who shall not be named, Nolan Arenado, likelihood to be traded.
1. It's because no one wants him. Who wants him?
Yeah,
It's so sad, but who wants him? I mean, think about this, fellas. The Yankees traded for Ryan McMahon.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's all I need to say. It's not like
Yeah.
he's bad. He's not bad by any stretch, but Arenado is cheaper and equally as good from a WAR perspective. I don't know why you wouldn't have gone with him. Well, that's because they just don't want him.
yeah. Is that it, Andy? You think the market is just not there for Arenado?
Yeah, I've been reading a couple of people who have talked to Cardinals and this exact thing, and they are floating his likelihood in the 25 to 40% range is where they have him. So 2.5 to 4.
Okay.
I please, 10, a 10. He's a
Okay,
10.
speak it into existence.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Miles Michaelis, no trade value whatsoever. Bye.
I think I honestly think if he didn't have a no trade clause, I think he might. He's like a 5th guy that somebody might try to pick him up to get towards the end of the year to just eat some innings and get them there. I really do, unless he had that. If he didn't have the no trade clause, I think he would.
I mean, this is what I would like to see. Is that they either trade Michaelis or DFA him. Oh, they just threw up and in to Willie, almost hit him in the chin. This is just live podcasting that you guys will love from a Padres game that happened 2 days ago while you're listening to this. But who knows what's going to happen with Willie right
the
there?
lights have dimmed. They're bringing a stage out.
Just got mixed. No,
There's a ring.
He's shaking his head. He's saying no. Okay, deep breaths,
no.
in and out. He's good. Okay, so here's what I'd
It's
like
going
to
to
see.
go crazy. The next series is going to be crazy out in San
I
Diego.
would love if we traded Michaelis or DFA'd him. And have you guys noticed that the last time Leahy threw out of the bullpen, he threw like 3.2 innings and he threw like almost 50 pitches. Let's just stretch that little 5-pitch pitcher out. If we're waving the white flag, if we're full blown doing runway, let's get Leahy in there and just see. You're not going to know till you try it.
You're stepping on something I've been looking at in the background. Kyle Leahy needs to be starting next year for real.
Okay.
Big time, big time, big time.
We're suffering from sunk cost fallacy, right?
Oh, yes. Oh.
Wow. Bring the econ degree out. Yeah. Explain that to the listeners.
Yeah.
Just the fact that we invested so much money in him, right?
Yeah.
And it's
We
just
got to
like,
run him out.
yeah, right. Make you feel good about your investment there. You're feeling it's kind of like the reverse of like buyer's remorse. It's
Yeah.
like, or kind of similar, I guess. Is like, oh no, we bought this and it's past the return policy. So send it, boys.
Mm. Yep.
Okay. So assuming they're listening on Sonny Gray, assuming they've talked to him, assuming he's open to moving somewhere, likelihood they trade Sonny Gray.
As big as his forearms. So
So
like
not
So little.
no, his forearms
okay.
were. Do you
Oh,
not
his
remember
forearms are
that?
big.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
Okay.
I'm going to
Okay.
say 5 only because I really don't think I could see Sonny leaving.
Yeah.
He would net a legitimate return.
Yes.
You want to talk about Maton? Sonny's a number 2. Sonny could go pitch in Philadelphia right now, and they would be a World Series like,
Sonny could change
you know what
somebody's
I'm
playoff
saying?
picture. Yes.
100%.
Yes.
Mm.
So if we're to that level up, now I think that wounds our team for next year pretty badly because we're really
Yep.
going to have a hard time finding. Now, Sonny's been kind of mediocre lately, but as far as like the quality of innings and the number of innings
Yeah.
that he gives and the strikeout punch, we would have a very hard time. I don't really want them to trade Sonny for all of those reasons, but again, I would listen depending on the prospect package and what
Yep.
you get back because this could net you some of those like skills that you're looking for. Oh, they just hit
And
Willie. He
he's
is,
on a pretty good deal too, by the way.
yeah, he is on a good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Lars Nootbaar.
Likelihood?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a 4. I almost said a 6. I'm gonna say a 4. Just because I think that he's hurt right now. A team trading for him is what are you gonna get the rest of the year with him? This intercostal stuff sucks,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah,
I'm
I'm a
always.
little behind. I saw Willie get hit. He looks so unhappy.
I mean, that doesn't got not gonna feel great.
Go ahead.
I think that is. I'm concerned that Newt falls into the position player of the sunk cost fallacy here a little bit for the Cardinals.
Ooh.
Oh shoot.
Ouch.
The
This is a
fact
pro Newt podcast. Watch yourself.
I
Yeah.
know. So I'm gonna go with like a 3 or 2 because I don't think that I think that they think that Newt is a part of like there's not anger from the fan base
Yeah, I
over
think you're
Newt.
right. I think
You know
you're
what I
right.
mean? Like Newt for whatever reason is like, what are we shouting at the Cardinals game? Newt, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
right,
Like
right.
it's kind of like that. And so not that I think that he's a bad player. I just don't think he's gonna get moved because of those reasons.
Okay. Let me give you two more names and then we'll move to untouchables. Brendan Donovan, likelihood to be traded.
Boy, I hope not. How about a 1 for me? I hope he doesn't get moved.
I hope he gets moved.
Do you
Wow.
really?
I
Because
I
of the
want
return?
yeah, the return. I want to maximize on his value. I
Have I
love Donnie.
convinced you that JJ Weatherholt is better and sitting there ready?
I think that Newt and Donnie are toss up in left field from a defensive standpoint, and I think JJ is going to be a better hitter than Donnie, and
Yeah.
he's a better defender at second base.
Okay.
I
Hey,
did quite a deep dive on this, fellas.
you want to
I
unload the
love Donnie.
notebook?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I love Donnie. He's one of my favorite Cardinals we've had in some time. But he is if he does this again, I would be surprised. I think he's reaching the top of his rung here. I don't know that he's going to make, do much more than this. You could really probably get something. The
So this
Dodgers
is
are
a
sniffing
sell
on him.
high, sell
This
high.
is the sell high thing where it's like if JJ Weatherholt wasn't a thing, the guy's a God-given born second baseman. That's what he is.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. He is going to hit like nobody's business, right?
Yes.
He's going to be on base all the time. It would be awesome to keep them both, but people would want Donnie. Donnie just proved
Yeah.
that Donnie's an all-star. It's going to hurt, but you give Newt, it's like, here's Newt, who is having a very down year and he's broken. Here you go. Or
Right.
here's Donnie, team controlled, right? A
Plays
couple
multiple
years,
positions well, has a
yeah,
gold glove, utility gold glove.
you'll
Like
love
he could
him, right?
really, yes, he could really change your team in some ways.
That's how I've started to view some of the trade deadline stuff is I want to think about who's it going to, like, what hurts to give up?
Yeah.
Let's see what we could do with that. So, do I want to see it? It's not that I do or I don't. It's just if it did, I'd be like, you know what, I get it. Sell high.
Okay. Let me give you two names for untouchables, and you guys
Okay.
add anybody else you think are untouchable. JJ Weatherholt and Ivan Herrera. Is there anybody to add in the untouchables category?
I would add Mason
Is
Wynn.
okay.
I
That's
would
who I
too.
would add as untouchable.
Okay.
I would add Wynn. I surprised myself a little bit adding him, but he's a top 10 shortstop in Major League Baseball from a defensive and offensive standpoint. He just is. And he's not like super sexy right now with his offensive stats, but it's hard to get a good shortstop, and he's kind of excellent in areas. Do we want to give up on Walker being untouchable? I mean, I don't think anybody's going to trade for him. But like if the Rays said like, "Hey,
No,
you
I'm not doing a trade with the Rays.
we'll give you a single
That's
A
how.
pitcher for
Yeah,
Jordan Walker,"
no,
you'd
no,
be
no,
like,
no,
"You
no,
back
no.
up, get the mace out or whatever."
Yeah,
Do we think Walker's untouchable, or would you trade him if somebody came knocking?
I think he still is, and I think
Okay.
now see this is small sample size theater, but since he's come back from his injury, he's actually doing what we have said he's needed to do, and this is the first. It's not that long of a stretch, but it is. I mean, we're up to like 20 games now, right?
Couple weeks, yeah.
Yeah, he's actually performing and actually doing it. And so again, he is just hitting these missiles off the center field wall that's putting dents in the wall. I don't think you can give up on that. So I'm going to co-sign Jordan Walker for sure. I knew you guys would think
Those are
Weatherholt
the three.
for sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Wynn is a 2025 untouchable, but I'm less sold on him as like a just gold-plated untouchable like those other guys. I would not trade him this year. I think he's got a lot of value, plays great shortstop, and the offense might come along. It might be there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I think I knew you wouldn't agree with Wynn because I know you're a little less on him than Andy and I. But when I was looking at the league and the shortstops, it's like, man, there's not that many good ones, and to get one that's like solid is really hard. I mean, think back, we were like trotting Paul DeYoung out there. Just some Aledmus Diaz, like these randos, So it's like it feels like you actually have something here. And if he does get better, I mean, the sky's the limit.
I think how I feel about Mason Wynn depends on what the Cardinals are doing with him. If they're batting Mason Wynn second, I really don't feel very good about that. That's not Wynn's fault. If Mason Wynn is batting where I think he should, which is like seventh or eighth, I feel great about having Mason Wynn around. But I just don't think he's not as good as some of these other gold plate guys at the top to me.
Can I list you one more farmhand? I think we should keep.
Yeah, sure.
I think we need to keep one of Bernal and Jimmy Crooks.
Okay.
I don't think when you talk about farm system stuff, you talk about adding, right? Yeah. Like that's when you start to trade some of your farm guys, and I don't think we're going to do that. But I would not trade at least one of the two of them. The one of them needs to be here, I think, by the end of the year. But anyway, I don't think that you can.
I'll be honest, I don't even know the rules on this, but Liam Doyle is also.
Oh yeah, I put him on there, but
yeah,
that would be nuts if we did
Libby,
that.
I think Libby's untouchable.
Oh,
okay.
I think that he's earned for like Matt. I like how Matt phrased that, like for 2025, like maybe not for the future. I'm down with that. Like that idea has been given. I think Libby this year is nope. We're not going to touch what he can be.
He's got so much promise. I think you're right.
He does. So what should we be looking for? Now, it depends on how hard we sell, how deep we go. What types of things are you looking for? Jonathan, kick us off here.
I actually have 3 names that I looked up. And 3 teams that I think are legitimately looking for stuff that we have.
Okay.
I don't know how realistic this is, but there's 3 teams: Mets, Blue Jays, and Mariners. All of them are either in the playoff race or are fringing around the playoff race, like the Mariners.
Okay.
I'm looking for pitching with strikeout punch. That's it. That's all I care about. I know, Andy, you've said outfield power. I don't disagree with you. Our outfielders in the minor leagues is thin. But I would love to turn into the Mariners where we just pitch really well and we can't hit. I just feel like I would love to see that for like 2 years.
Minus Cal Raleigh.
Yeah, well, for sure. The Mets, their number 9 starting pitcher, or their number 9 prospect is starting pitcher named Jonah Tong. He's number 53 overall. The next guy is Trey Yesavage. That's not how you're going to pronounce that, I'm sure. He's from the Blue Jays. He's 51 overall. He's their 8th starting pitcher. These are righties. Ryan Sloan from the Mariners, their 10th overall. And he's 60th overall in the grand scheme of it. I tried to find guys that were like in the middle because I understand you're not going to get like a top 20 prospect, maybe not even a top 30 for a rental, but you could get one of these dudes in the middle of it, and they're also towards the end of their like prospect list, these individual teams, but they have high strikeout percentages, and we do not have that. We're starting to get that though, folks. We are
starting to trickle into our system.
That. There are several dudes throughout the system that we have not even talked about yet that are starting to show and produce strikeout stuff. My whole point is you can't have enough of it.
Yeah.
You can't have enough of it. So that's what I think we should target is young starting pitching that has strikeout
I mean, that's
upside.
fair because we're not going to win. If there is an area that produces the most in terms of a contract, it is the starting pitchers. Starting
Hmm.
pitchers are the quarterbacks of the MLB.
Yeah.
And I hard agree with that, that we've got it. We're not gonna be able to keep extend these guys. So like we've got to like build them. Like we're not gonna win a sweepstakes for a high K guy in free agency. The Cardinals are just not. So I agree there with Jonathan. We need to be home growing these guys, finding them, and then like, oh, who's
Hmm.
this guy? In the
Yeah.
middle of the year, where
Right.
like other teams are like, oh my gosh, have you seen whatever that Brewers rookie's name is? I can't pronounce. Have you seen this
Yeah.
guy?
Mizorowski. Yeah.
Mike Wazowski from
Yeah.
Monsters Inc.
He couldn't look more the opposite than Mike
Yeah.
Wazowski.
Yes,
Looks like
there's
the
no
Grim
circle in
Reaper.
him at all. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No,
He's a
none,
string
none.
bean if there is one.
Yes, yes.
I'm gonna do one more bit of bad podcasting. Libby just torched Machado right in the side. I think because they hit Willie. So you're right. We go to San Diego next week. What to watch
It's gonna
for
be a
may just
bloodbath,
be
man.
felonies is what we may
At
be
least
looking
they'll
at.
enjoy the weather while they do it, though, out
Yeah.
there. I mean,
I'm looking for two things.
yeah,
And Jonathan,
let's
you
hear it.
highlighted one. Starters with strikeout punch.
Okay.
And again, wherever we're at, however good of a prospect we get back, I want that prospect to have K punch. And if it's in the 20s in the individual organizations prospect rankings, because that's what we get from Maton, okay, I just want the guy to have strikeout punch. I would also be open to power bats. To
Yeah,
me, it
sure.
is just incredibly obvious. Those are the two things this franchise does not have. We don't hit home runs. I think
Yep.
Willie's got the lead with like 13 or 14 on our team, and we don't have starters that strike guys out. So anything that we can add as far
Yep.
as that goes. Did you guys dig in and do an individual trade you think might be workable? Did you bring one to school?
I didn't bring like this person for these guys, but I do want to say just with some of these names, like if the Mets just picked up Gregory Soto from the Orioles, so let's
Yeah.
take him off the list. Let's say it's the Blue Jays who are smoking the earth right now.
Yes.
Right. Let's say they want to shore up the back of their bullpen, and let's say they swing high and go for Helsley, because I think some people will probably view Helsley as the best asset that we have just because of his record, right? Who he is.
He's been better recently.
I think
he's
Yeah.
yeah. I
he
think
had
if
like
you're
a
Mo,
toe injury. I think he's passed.
I think if you're Mo, you could go and say, I want one of your top 5 to 6 prospects, maybe
Mhm.
even top 7, and then 2 other guys. Now,
Yeah.
I just want to caution the fan base: rentals get you less at the deadline. They will. So if we trade Helsley, and you're like, man, that's all we got. Don't blame that necessarily on Mo. That's just what the market is proving out to be. You don't get as much, but I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that you could say, give me one of these guys that I have mentioned, and maybe a flyer on another guy who's lower in their system or
However,
something like that.
just as a comp, your rental of Jordan Montgomery got us Tekoa Roby and Thomas Saggese.
And that was the market. The Rangers had to have starting pitching. Well, look what it did for them. So
Yeah.
it just depends on the market.
Now,
and
bullpen guys are
team.
going to be less than a starter, but
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. Andy, do you have a specific trade you want to see?
Yeah. I
Okay.
have no, I don't. I have Pedro Pajes plus
All right. I like where this is heading.
Mel Arenado for
Okay.
no, I don't
A
have
bag of
it.
Skittles.
I did. And,
Oh,
and
you
then
got one?
people may just
Was
laugh
it a
me out
bag
of
of
town.
Skittles? Is
I
that
don't
what
know.
that was?
So it is. We're going to the Yankees here.
Okay.
Yankees also looking for bullpen help. I'm going
Okay.
Helsley, Maton,
Oh,
and I am going both as a package because I think then you can ask for a higher prospect and Jimmy Crooks if necessary. I think
okay.
I think Bernal's making him pretty.
Come on,
and,
baby. Aaron Judge. Come on, baby.
they've got an outfielder, Spencer Jones.
Yeah.
He's a center fielder. He is a burner, massive power, but has a lot of swing and miss to his game. And again, if Maton basically costs us nothing, Helsley it would be sad to see go. Jimmy Crooks he's not having a great year for Memphis, and Bernal is having a really good year for Springfield, and we've got catching depth,
Yep.
as we have discussed nonstop. So if we can get huge power, high OBP, elite center fielder, and like again, maybe this minor league development system, maybe we could turn him into a star. He's down a little bit on the Yankees rankings.
Yeah.
So something like that. That may not be workable. And again, that may be a laughable
No.
trade because I'm a Cardinals fan, but that's something like that is what I'd be looking for.
I would love if that happened. I would love it.
So let's see. Monday is the trade deadline, the 31st.
Yep.
No, I'm so sorry. Thursday is the trade deadline, the 31st. I think it's at 5 o'clock Eastern. So
Yep.
we've got some days here. We will see. You guys are right. Mo typically plays it pretty close to the deadline. And I think I know that the fans would like to see action sooner rather than later. But I think just the closer you can get to the deadline, the more pressure there is to get a deal
Yep.
done. You might be able to get one up on a prospect ranking or something like that. So
Yep.
we'll see. I think for us as a podcast, we definitely expect these rentals to go out the door. We would be interested in seeing some of these bigger pieces potentially go out the door, depending on the return,
Yep.
depending on if Heim is really the one calling the shots.
Can I add one more thing
Of
that
course.
escaped me at the beginning of this was there is a chance that some of these guys that we trade, who we net back is a major league player or
True.
someone who is maybe a lesser version of some of these guys to
True.
help contribute to the team now. Because I think that there's a human element in the clubhouse that we don't think about. That when these dudes all go out, I think it's kind of hard for these teams to continue.
Deflating.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And I wonder if we, sweep the Padres or I don't know, we're more in the playoff race. The Tigers did this last year. I know we talked about this maybe a couple weeks ago, very briefly, but they sold but added at the same
Yes.
time. Now
Yes.
they went on an unprecedented run, like a 2% chance to make it to the playoffs, and they made it, which was pretty amazing. I could see us doing something like that too, where we bring some major league guys back and still kind of pseudo contribute or try to get into the playoffs. I could see them doing something like that. Like, it wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't predict it, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Okay. Okay. So, Andy, next week we have a home series against the Marlins, and then we go to San Diego for the Felony Fest. Is there anything specific you are looking for next week from those teams, our team? Just what are you watching for?
Them tickets for the Marlins games are cheap. So if you want to go to a Cardinals game this year, and I'm talking $8. So if you want some bleacher seats for $8, if you're
There
a
it
Cards
is.
fan that wants to get out there and just see what this is about, go sweat and the
Go Sweat
outfield,
indeed.
and for $8, for take the family for I don't know $32 somewhere in there and go see a Cardinals game. That's what I'm looking for.
Oh, that
Get
was
out there.
math live on air. Jonathan, what are you
It
looking
was.
for?
I was scary. I'm just gonna see who's on the team and how does that affect the lineup. Be straight with you. The Marlins are no slouch. The Marlins are better than the Braves, and that's kind of surprising. I don't think anybody would have predicted that this year. They're competitive. They're kind of scrappy. They have a few guys. Their team may look totally different, though, by the end of the trade deadline. So anyway, that's what I'm looking for. Nothing specific. Obviously, now all this chippiness with the Cardinals and the Padres, I'd love to see something happen out there. Because if they trade everybody and Willie's like, I'm just done with it, and like drops the gloves the first inning, he's just ready to go right out the gate. That would be awesome. What
So
about
are
you?
you looking for, Jonathan, you're looking for a John Boy worthy breakdown? Like you want to see Willie on a John Boy breakdown? I would
Yeah,
love that.
yeah, absolutely. Get some Spanish influence and like get somebody who speaks Spanish to put it in there because it's a little bit of both. You just know it is.
4 things I'm looking for. Number
Wow.
one, this is going to be my thing I'm looking for the rest of the year. Jordan Walker. I'm lasered in on him. I want to see his at bats. I want to see
Yep.
I think we've seen some good approach. We're starting to see some good results. I like that a lot. Matthew Libertor, I really want to watch him big time. Is this fatigue stuff? Like, how much can we count on him for next year?
Okay.
Because if we're listening on Sonny Gray, he becomes extremely important for our
Yeah.
rotation. That's a little bit scary. Number 3, I want to see if next week is the last time I ever have to watch Miles Michaelis pitch,
Big
which
one
is
there.
it is a possibility. And just on top of that, I'm seeing how they deal with Kyle Leahy. He's in the game right now in this
Yep.
Padres game. If they have him go 3 or 4 innings here, is this a ramp to get rid of Michaelis and call some more guys up for the bullpen? So that's a lot to be looking for. But I think this is an exciting time of year, even though we're kind of middling here, maybe falling out. There should be a lot going on, and there's a lot to watch for. So we want to thank you for tuning in to the Redbird Rundown, your go-to source for St. Louis Cardinals news. Subscribe, rate, and review the show to help us grow. Follow us on Twitter, Blue Sky, and Facebook for the latest news. Keep your rally caps on, trade deep, boys, and let's go Cards.
Big hairy hair.
Heller.
Hair.